Oh, come on, you know it. The Middle East never sleeps. It's absolutely crazy there because Israel's defense minister stated that it is possible that we'll see soon the continuation of the war with Iran. This is to achieve the objective so the regime cannot threaten Israel for years to come. Also, it was captured live on TV that the Chief of Justice of the Islamic Republic of Iran and shouted at the President Trump, "Who are you to tell us not to execute them?" He stated that they all will get executed swiftly and ruthlessly. This very man already have killed 45,000 innocent Iranians and now is promising to kill even more. We got confirmed that the United States aircraft carrier Girl Air Force continues its route operations in the Red Sea, while the Israeli army have announced that 5 terrorists have been spotted near Israeli forces in southern Lebanon and after that got killed. And as you might know, the selfie flotilla of Greta Thunberg once again tried to attack Israel, while the Israeli army stopped the attack and detained 18 Turkish activists, which were on board. While all of this is happening, Israeli importer have dropped a shipment of goods which were allegedly stolen from Ukraine. The Israeli army, before intercepting the ships, also blocked the path of the so-called Freedom Flotilla near Crete and demanded via loudspeakers that they change the course. We would also confirmed that Israel has been at war for almost 3 years now, and despite all of the economic pressure, the economy is still writing green numbers. The unemployment rate is at 3.2% and the inflation is under 2%, while the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange is up to 20% since January, while the shekel gained 7% against the dollar during the war. The IDF also have struck terrorists and buildings of the terrorist organization. These structures were used by the terrorists to advance terror plots against the IDF and the State of Israel, while the Lebanese media reported that the IDF blew up the Al Safina restaurant in southern Lebanon, which was used by the terrorist organization. Also, the Iranian state media have announced that a message from the Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei will be released shortly for the Persian Gulf today. However, we do not know if the message will be broadcasted through TV or just through text, so we will see if a proof of life will be showcased. Also, we got a video, and as you can see here, there's one and there is another terrorist, and both of these will get eliminated. One of them was Abu Sakar, and he planned and led numerous attacks on soldiers during the war. He also served as a paramedic in Hamas's military medical service. We would also confirmed that the President Trump widens its options against Iran. One of the options is a short but powerful wave of strikes, then operations in the Strait, and the third option is securing Iran's nuclear material before it becomes an irreversible threat. The president also announced that the blockade on Iran will probably last for several months. While the United States is controlling the Strait, Iran's parliament speaker declared that, in fact, Iran is controlling the Strait and will push out the United States from the region. So we will see if this will really happen or not. While Israel was accused of buying stolen Ukraine grain, Israel pushes back on that claim and stated that Kiev's legal request contained significant factual gaps and did not include any supporting evidence. Further, it was stated that Israel abides by the rule of law and its authorities will always act in accordance with the law. Also, here we got a Hamas terrorist, and he was interviewed and stated that many Hamas terrorists sexually exploited Gazans and assaulted the wives of the terrorists who died in the war. And after he reported it to the Hamas leadership, he was beaten and ordered to stay quiet. The reason was simple: it will damage their reputation. It's now official. The Gaza ceasefire deal is that the Hamas official Osama Hamdan said that the group will not move forward to phase 2 of Trump's Gaza peace plan, while our RGC official was denied entry to Canada. However, after he secured a visa, traveled overland to Turkey, and set to a 15-hour flight, he was denied entry upon arrival. Then I want to remind you on something else. Iran is now 61 days without internet on a national scale. Also, Trump joked around and renamed the strait in the Strait of Trump, and they stated that Iran didn't like the idea. While all of this is happening, a new weapon of the United States is going to get deployed to the Middle East. It's called a Dark Eagle, a long-range hypersonic weapon which might be used potentially against Iran. At least it was requested to get deployed to the Middle East, so we will still wait for the approval. The President Trump also announced that the United States is studying and reviewing the possibility of reduction of troops in Germany. The decision will be made very soon, according to Trump. The so-called Supreme Leader, Mujtaba Khamenei of Iran, stated that he will sink American ships to the bottomless waters. Of course, this threat was made many times and we are still waiting for Iran to do it, so we will actually see what will happen. Meanwhile, the blockade is devastating Iran, so we'll see what will happen. Also, according to Khan, President Donald Trump held discussions with oil industry executives on ways to maintain the maritime blockade of the strait, potentially lasting several months if required. As we confirmed that in the past 24 hours, the IDF have struck 30+ terrorist weapons depots, headquarters, and infrastructure across southern Lebanon. We could also confirm that shipments from the United States delivered 6,500 tons of military gear to Israel in the past days, including thousands of air munitions, ground munitions, military trucks, combat mobility vehicles, and additional equipment. While since February the 28th, over 115,000 tons have arrived via over 400 flights and 10 ships. The goal is clear: to ensure that the IDF receives all the necessary means so that it can return to operating at full strength against the enemies at any time and in any place required. Lastly, we got confirmed that another 140-meter terrorist tunnel was destroyed in southern Lebanon near Tyre, while the combat engineers used 24 tons of explosives in order to demolish the tunnel. It also seems that the tunnel was recently used by the terrorists.